the virtual meeting of the Lathrup Village City Council. I am calling in from Oakland County, Lathrup Village, Michigan, and I would ask for roll call from our clerk. Thank you.
Roll call. Mayor Garrett,
I'm here and I just said where I'm, Oakland County, Lathrup Village, Michigan.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
I'm here in Lathrup Village, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Here, Oakland County, Michigan, Lathrup Village.
Councilmember Siddiqui, and Councilmember Stallings. Madam Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. And now I invite everyone to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of
of
the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And before we go into the approval of the agenda, I would ask if anyone wants to make a motion for both Salim Siddiqui and Councilman Siddiqui and Councilwoman Stallings.
I'll make a motion to excuse the Councilwoman Stallings and Councilwoman Siddiqui, please.
Second,
It's been moved to second. Is there any discussion?
did we get a phone call from each?
Pardon me?
Did we get a phone call from each?
I have not received any phone calls, so
I think Cheryl got communication.
I did from Councilmember Stallings.
any further discussion?
Can we separate that? Because Councilwoman
Yeah.
Stallings did call. I make a motion to.
Yeah.
You have to amend it.
I think I have to amend.
Oh,
my
sorry.
motion. Yeah, so I'll make a motion to excuse Councilman Stallings.
Second,
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson,
yes.
and Mayor Garrett.
Yes,
Motion carried.
thank you. Are you making a motion for Councilman Siddiqui?
Oh, he didn't communicate, so I'm not making that motion, so.
Okay. Okay, now we'll move on to approval of the agenda.
Make
I'll
a
make
motion.
sorry.
to approve The agenda.
Approve the agenda.
Second,
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Roll call. Councilmember Ferguson,
yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes,
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you very much. Now we're gonna go into the presentations. First is acceptance of gifts, a memorial bench honoring Virginia Bortz.
So I know that Chris, the Director of Parks and Recreation, is on the call. I didn't know if you wanted to make a brief introduction.
Sure. Yes, so we have two wonderful people here with us today who helped organize a great memorial to long-term resident Virginia Bortz. I should say beloved resident Virginia Bortz, who frequently could be seen walking her dogs around the neighborhood and saying hello to everyone. She was certainly well loved, and it's quite a thing to see her class of 1964, I believe, Southfield High School, I think. So some of the members of that class who were touched by her work there when she was a teacher, and I'll let them say a little bit about it. But they got together and they wanted to honor Virginia, and they approached us about a gift, and we settled on doing a memorial bench for our new dog park, which we thought was a very fitting way to honor her memory. And they got together with other classmates and they raised $1,350, I believe, to purchase a brand new bench for us, which will honor Virginia in the dog park. And we have Pam and Martha here. Do either of you want to say anything? Is that okay?
I would say offhand, you pretty much covered it. There were 9 of us who contributed to the bench. We were all very much involved in the plays that she directed. And she made a big impact on our lives. We're quite old right now, but she did that for generations of people. Every time that she was there and directed a play, she brought people who were edging toward the bad side of the law and got them involved in plays and turned their lives around. She was an in-local parentis for a lot of us. And she was just a whole lot of fun to be around, even as students and teachers. The curious thing is, here are all these people very accomplished in their own lives, and we had a 51st reunion a couple of years ago, and it had to be in North Carolina because one of the members had just had a marrow transplant and could not leave and could not fly and everything. So instead, we all just went to North Carolina, and we brought Mrs. Bortz with us because she just had to be there, and she was the life of the party. It was pretty cool. She will be in our hearts for a long time, and it'll be fun to see her name on that bench.
We thank you for doing this. That's very nice. Miss Martha, did you want to say anything?
Oh, you're on mute, Martha.
Bottom left corner.
Can't hear you yet. You might have to hit it one more time.
How about now?
There you go.
Okay, great. She was just one of those teachers who everyone seemed to relate to. And as a parent, you would want your child to be working with somebody who was as supportive and caring and yet demanding. We met high standards, but we did it because we really thought so much of her. And you wanted to do things that she would be pleased with. But Pam has really been our shining star as far as money coming together and contact with Chris, I know, and we're delighted to be able to do this and to represent the class of '64.
That's great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. When will we, Chris, we'll see the bench, or we're gonna do a tribute of the bench? What are you thinking?
Well, I can order it now pretty much anytime. So I was just kind of waiting for weather and how that would work out for us to be able to actually just have it installed. So I have not ordered it yet. We've got a few park things that are coming in the spring. So it should be this spring, and I'll certainly let you all know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And next we have, I'm sorry, I lost my, I just know the next person that we have to speak is Commissioner Yolanda. Thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you.
Guys. Commissioner Yolanda Smith-Charles.
Good evening. Shall I go ahead?
Yep.
Thank you. Once again, good evening, esteemed body. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor, members of council, executive staff, any other elected officials, community members. Thank you so much for finding time on the agenda. I do want to be mindful of your time and not take too much of it, but definitely share a couple of things that I think are certainly pertinent to our lives. First and foremost, I bring great greetings to you from Oakland County Board of Commissioners. I serve as Commissioner for District 17. Hopefully, you know that includes the city of Lathrup Village. I'm happy to say I'm the only commissioner for Lathrup Village, whereas I share commissioners with Southfield and Oak Park. So it is an honor. I hope to be accessible to you all, whether it's community or elected officials via my coffee hours, social media, the phone, and in person. Hopefully we can get back to that when it's safe sometime soon. And so I do want to mention, since this is my first time speaking to you this year, that I am on the Economic Development and Infrastructure Committee, where I serve as vice chair, and I'm also on finance. So I feel those are two good spots for folks specifically in the Southeast Michigan area. I'm also on Parks and Rec, which was not something I saw coming my way, but certainly happy to serve and actually have learned a lot and look forward to encouraging people in Lathrup Village, as well as Southfield Oak Park, to take full advantage of the park system here in Oakland County. It's vast, and so I don't think we all know a lot about it, from zip lining to RV courses and things of that nature. So it's really a lot going on. But I think what's key and most important is talking about the COVID vaccine, obviously, and discussing a little bit about where we stand currently in the county. So last week we had roughly 9,360 first doses of Pfizer come in and 1,100 first doses of Moderna. We received our first 7,400 total of Johnson & Johnson vaccines. According to the Save Your Spot data, all educators on that list from with regards to K-12 have received at least their first dose. 46% of all seniors 65 and up on the Save Your Spot list in Oakland County have had at least their first dose. We are working with the 13 partners you might have heard in the news. Our new 13 partners approved by the state to help distribute vaccines, and larger numbers are still yet to be established. So obviously we want to focus on seniors over this next week and all of last week. And I think you all are aware that the governor expanded the statewide eligibility to 50 plus, which really will increase the demand on the Save Your Spot and all that kind of stuff. But we are encouraging, for example, our friend Rudy Hobbs to create a dashboard or some type of mechanism where people can take a look and get more real-time information. I hear it, I'm sure you hear it, especially as elected officials, that, you know, oh, Wayne County is doing such a great job, and Macomb and Washtenaw. I hear it too. And all of the data points line up to suggest that Oakland County still has outpaced all other counties in getting that first dose in the arms that we receive weekly. So I really want you to still have confidence in the county and our ability to manage that. And there's still about 500,000 folks on our list of sign up. And if you recall, I said last week we got 10,000 doses. So, you know, supply and demand, I know you all understand that, so I won't belabor it. We just thumbing through a few more items here. The social vulnerability index, that might be something you might want to take a look at. And I'm going to make sure to send you these notes, members of council and mayor, so you can have it. But it's basically the social vulnerability index, which is what's determined to see how many vaccines come to a county. So I definitely want you to take a look at that so you'll have information as you're talking with your residents and your constituents. And then lastly is we're looking to do a community needs survey. This is through the Oakland County Neighborhood and Housing Development Division. And I will provide the link, but it is on their Facebook page at on their oakgov.boc Facebook page, where you can go and fill out and help us just get a good feel for what the community needs are locally, so that we can be very laser focused on what the needs are down here in the southern end. So I know I might have spoken a little quickly, but again, I wanted to be mindful of the time and welcome your questions, but really just wanted to say greetings, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Thanks so much for the info.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate that.
Does anyone have any questions for the commissioner?
Just the activities in Oakland County where you mentioned the RV park and zip lines and things of that nature. Would love to see a list of that, and hopefully we could try to distribute that or put it up on our website.
Yes, and they are also hiring too. I didn't mention that, but the parks are hiring as well. So definitely.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Have folks check it out.
Yep. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? Hearing none, thank you so much, Commissioner, for coming, and you're welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you, Commissioner Charles. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Thank you. So now we have on, the next is consent agenda. Who would like to make the motion for
Yeah,
that?
before we make a motion, just got a text from Salim. He's asking to excuse him. He has some work to attend to. So if we want to do that at the back end or the front end, I have no idea how it works. So
Well, since you jumped in there,
I make a motion to excuse Councilman Salim Siddiqui.
Second.
it's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
and Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. And just to remind you about the consent agenda, these are all of the items that are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the city council. And it's being approved by one motion. And there will be no separate discussion unless something is pulled out of this motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded. Just to be clear, what's in the consent agenda is the minutes from the city council regular meeting, February 22nd, 2021. The minutes from the council meeting, February 22nd, 2021, and the minutes from the city council special meeting session, which was March 1st, 2021. Roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next will be I almost said disruption report, but that's such thing. Disbursement report, February 2021. And who would like to make the motion on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the disbursement report for February of $512,666.63, which is comprised of approximately $265,000 of expenditure in the general fund, about $8,500 in expenditure in the major roads, $9,500 in local roads, about $17,000 in DDA expenditures, and about $213,000 of expenditures in the water and sewer fund.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
and Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Next, we have departmental reports, starting with Parks and Rec facilities, then police, then community economic development. Is that CED?
Took me a second. Took me a second too.
We like alphabet soup.
And from the building, who would like to either discuss all of them or individual? Well, Susie's here, so she can discuss hers by herself. And Chris is still here, so he can discuss his by himself.
Oh, that's good.
If you want to discuss it, I'm sorry. So are we gonna accept them first and then discuss, or how do you want to do it? Or
I'll make a motion to accept them.
Thank
To
you.
accept
Second.
the department reports.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion, anything that stands out that we need to talk about? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
and Mayor Garrett.
Yes,
Motion carried.
thank you. Next, we have public comments for items that's on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. So at this time, if you have anything that you'd like to discuss that is listed on the agenda, please raise your hand or write it in the chat.
No hand raised.
Thank you very
No
much.
questions in the chat.
Thank you. We don't have any public hearings, so we'll go right into the action requests. So first, for consideration for approval is the acceptance of the gift of the memorial bench honoring Virginia Bortz.
I will make a motion to accept the bench honoring Virginia Bortz.
Second,
It's been moved and second. Is there any further discussion regarding it? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, thank you. Next, we have the insufficiency of referendum petition.
Mayor and council members, as was also previewed in the study session, the council had adopted the notice of intent to issue and sell the 5.38 million in general obligation limited tax bonds and the notice to taxpayers and electors of the right of referendum. And the bonds are for the public infrastructure improvements. According to Public Act 34 of 2001, voters have 45 days after the publication of the notice of intent to file a referendum petition with signatures of not less than 10% of the registered voters. As of February 22nd, 202 signatures were received by the city clerk. These did not meet the minimum threshold of 392 signatures. Also, there's a legal opinion from the city's bond attorney, Attorney McGow, that the form of the referendum petition does not meet the requirements of the Michigan law for a referendum petition under Act 34, Act 279, and Act 116. So included in your packet is the legal opinion as well as the certificate signed by the city clerk. I think that was sent afterwards with the signature for the certificate regarding the insufficiency of referendum petition.
We'll make a motion, affirm the determination by the city clerk that the referendum petition is insufficient to require election based on the fact that the form of referendum petition does not satisfy the requirements of Michigan law, and that the referendum petition was not signed by the required 10% of the registered voters of the city of Lathrup Village as required by law.
I'll second.
All right, I'm choking over here. It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we'll have the sidewalk ordinance amendment.
Were you taking that one?
Yeah, we'll just had to find my unmute button. As we discussed in the study session, this is the first reading of an ordinance that would amend our current sidewalk ordinance. What it does and the impetus for this amendment is to make it easier for the sidewalk project that the city is undertaking. It allows the city to bill the resident adjacent to the sidewalk directly for the repair work. If that bill is not paid, then the city can put that unpaid bill onto that resident's tax bill as part of the annual, the beginning of the year, the annual assessment roll. So it makes it a lot quicker, a lot easier for the city to get these projects done versus going through the special assessment process for each district that would have been under this project.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion. This is the first reading of the ordinance to amend Chapter 62, Streets, Sidewalks, and Other Public Places, Section 122 and 123, Duty of Property Owners generally and Standards generally.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? So, Scott, City Attorney Scott, I think there's 3 on the line, so let me be very clear. How long, that's not the question, that's not the way I want to say. This ordinance for the sidewalk and having it be the responsibility of the residents has been in our ordinances for approximately how long?
So
Go ahead.
As far as I'm aware, this has been an ordinance in the city since 1991. That the responsibility to maintain the sidewalk falls upon the resident. The cost associated with maintaining it also falls upon the resident. This ordinance doesn't change any of that. This revision, it just, as I indicated, makes it easier for the city to implement the repairs. So what'll happen under the new ordinance is that the city will send a letter to the resident indicating that their sidewalk has been identified as in need of repair, provide the resident an opportunity to replace that at their own expense or to take advantage of the city's agreement that they have with the contractor. Oftentimes it's able to provide that service at a deeply rated discount over what the individual would pay. So, and then allows the city to bill that directly to the resident without having to go through the time consuming and expensive process of a special assessment.
Okay, and that also allows the residents, if they did choose, for the city to go ahead and front the cost, that is over a 2-year period that they get to pay it back?
Yeah, I think that's an administrative decision that we made, not in the ordinance, but we've said that we're going to allow 2 years for payback.
Okay, and so the reason why I'm asking that is that this is not something that just came up and decided to give just because we didn't just decided to decide to repair the sidewalks. This has been in our ordinance for, my math is really not that great, so 91 for some years.
Right. Right. You're correct. It's basically it makes it much less costly and much easier for us to administer the program than having to go through a special assessment process. We would have the exact same result, regardless of how we did it, whether with option A or option B. It would be the same program. The results would be the same. The same sidewalk would be repaired. It's just a much lower cost to the city, both in terms of actual costs as well as time taken away from other projects to do a special assessment versus doing direct billing. And again, we've made the administrative decision to do it over 2 years.
And it's also worth noting that so when the city previously undertook a sidewalk replacement program, they did utilize direct billing.
Yeah.
The reason that we're making this amendment now is I feel that just to clarify it and take out any possible question of whether or not the city had the authority to do that.
Thank you. I just wanted to bring that up. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Should we make a
Yes.
motion or?
You did.
We did.
Moved
Oh,
by
sorry.
Ferguson, second by Cantor.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I said yes. I voted yes.
Okay.
Councilmember Ferguson
Yes.
and Mayor Garrett.
Yes,
Motion carried. Thank you.
thank you. Next, we have the sidewalk replacement program.
And this is related to the ordinance amendment that you just considered. So in regards to the 2021 project area, the residential area will be the area south of 11 miles I-696 on both sides of Southfield Road, as well as the Southfield corridor from Lincoln to 12 Mile for the business corridor. And as mentioned, instead of the special assessment process, we wanted to go with the direct billing to the property owners. And there is a packet of information that's about to be mailed out to all of them. And that's included in your packet, as well as the outline. And one of the component parts that we were discussing in the study session was the responsibility of the shaving of the tree roots. And you would ask for us to get those cost estimates before council makes a final determination in regards to that. And also included in it is, and similar to in previous sidewalk programs, is the 10% for an administrative fee. And for those who do want to carry the balance over for the 2 years, for 1 or 2 years, there is the 5% annual fee for carrying that balance.
Thank you. Who would like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the
thanks.
attached resolution to adopt the 2021-2022 sidewalk replacement program.
Second?
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have the consideration of approval of the master services agreement for the operation of the Department of Water and Sewer and capital improvement plans projects with Sunday Building.
Yes. In regards to this, as most of you know, we have utilized Sunday building for essentially our water and sewer system repair work for many years. And what you have in your packet is an agreement that reaffirms that they are providing those services. And in addition, in regards to the capital improvement project and bonded programs, the work that they will be doing relative to that work is outlined and included in that agreement.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the master services agreement for the operation of the Department of Water and Sewer and identified capital improvement projects with Sunday Building. With the correction that we talked about earlier in the study session regarding the replacement of all stop boxes, which has been budgeted as part of the project.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion, further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
and Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have the consideration of approval for the professional service agreements, Giffords Webster Engineering and Contract Management Services for the 2021 to 23 capital improvement plan projects.
Mayor and Council, as you are aware, Giffords Webster has been serving as our city engineer for some time. And there's two agreements before you. This first one is for the capital improvement projects that we were just discussing and the engineering and contracting management work that they will do in regards to that. And I think in the small print, it's also the civil engineer training for me and Susie.
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the professional services agreement with Giffords Webster for engineering and contract management services for the 2021 to 2023 capital improvement projects and to authorize the mayor and the city administrator to sign the agreement and the related documents.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, just one quick comment to make here is, all these costs associated with this agreement were costs that were built into the road project. So this is not an additional cost. This is costs that have already been budgeted and are part of the funds that are raised through the millage for the roads.
Thank you.
I think I did the cover letter to the wrong one, but okay. So the one you're doing is for the paving project.
Yeah, page 114.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
the one we're doing is for the capital improvements.
Yeah, it's capital improvements.
Yeah.
Oh, am I? I'm having trouble turning the page. Did I read the wrong one?
No, I think you read the right one.
No, we're
Okay, so-
correcting Cheryl.
No, we're good.
Okay.
No, you're good.
You good, Cheryl?
We're doing the water
What?
projects, right?
Yeah, 114.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
and Mayor Garrett.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Now we'll consider the approval of the professional services agreement for Giffords Webster, engineering and contract management services for the 2021-23 paving projects.
Yes. And this is a similar agreement, except this is related to the street paving bond program for the 3 years, 2021, 22, and 23.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the professional service agreement with Giffords Webster for engineering and contract management services for 2021 through 23 paving projects, and authorize the mayor and city administrator to sign the agreement and related documents.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion?
So take my comments that I said on the last one and
Yeah.
put it towards this one. Forget
Yes.
I said the other stuff. So it was me that was confused, not Cheryl.
Duly noted.
No problem.
Any further? Roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we will have the rates and policy updates for the parks.
And the director's here. Did you want to address this or did you want me to, Chris?
I have to, because I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, so this is for the rate and policy update for the parks. And in summary, there aren't any changes to the existing rates, but there is an additional fee that's being added for the patio heaters we were able to obtain through the DDA patio heaters. So we're suggesting to make those available for rental. And I think that's $75 per heater, as well as allow for the park rentals to use the city hall restrooms. And we're specifying that the rentals of the park are not being allowed to use the city tables and chairs. They would need to rent that from a third party.
Thank you.
So we're asking you to adopt those changes in the new rates.
Thank
Yep,
you.
I'll make a motion to adopt the proposed changes in the rates and rental policies for the parks as detailed in the attached documents.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
and Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have the approval of contract with MDOT for the construction of the citywide non-motorized path.
You may recall, I think it was last year that we were awarded the grant through SIMCOG for the transportation, I think it's assistance program grant through MDOT as well. And this resolution authorizes the contract with MDOT for the bicycle route wayfinding network project. And there's a map included in your packet. And this will install wayfinding signage and permanent pavement markings for the shared use lanes, as well as special emphasis crosswalks and installation, I think, of 2 bicycle repair stations. And there is a local match that will be divided between the city and the DDA. And that estimated match amount is about $13,000 each. It will depend on the actual cost once those items are in place.
I'll make a motion to adopt the attached resolution and approve the contract with MDOT for the construction of the city-wide non-motorized path with the local share to be split between the city and the DDA, and authorize the mayor and the city clerk to sign the contract.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion?
I think I did hear that Council Member Ferguson and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor were going to lead the inaugural bike ride.
Yes, we are. And we need those dates as well as some promotional material.
Given my biking history on our streets, do we really want me doing
I
that?
was just
Yes, we do.
I was going to say that, let's have him do it after the streets are repaired. We don't.
Yeah.
Well, to Councilman Ferguson's point, we are planning to have an inaugural bike tour, our spring roll,
Yes.
on Saturday, June 5th from, I believe we're starting at 10 a.m.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and we've also roped Planning Commissioner Hammond into this
Okay.
event. So,
Oh, that's good.
more details to follow. All 3 of you will be asked to join a meeting or two to help us promote and plan.
Okay, don't forget the spring roll. At the end of the spring roll, it's tradition to serve spring rolls. That is what we started doing. So please don't break that tradition. We would
I
appreciate
think
it.
you just signed up for an official role on that
think I
committee.
heard it.
Thank you.
I heard it as well. I heard it.
We'll vote on that next. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes,
Mayor Garrett,
Yes,
motion carried.
thank you. Next, we have the resolution authorizing the grant application for Rockwood Park upgrades. Don't judge me.
And this is in regards to the upgrades at that park for the playground equipment. And this is included in the capital improvement plan. And the Michigan Department of Natural Resources requires a resolution from the governing body in support of a grant application, as well as a commitment to the local match. The estimated cost for this project would be $96,000, and the 25% local match, not math, is approximately $24,000.
Thank
Yeah, I'll
you.
make a motion to approve the resolution and to authorize the submission of a recreation passport grant application for Rockwood for the Rockwood Park upgrades, and resolve to make available the obligated local match of 25% or $24,000, and authorize the mayor and city administrator to sign any related documents.
second,
Okay, this is an approval, it's not a resolution. Right?
it's a motion.
I'm sorry, there's a
Motion to approve the
resolution.
resolution.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
it. I want to make sure I wasn't losing my mind because I saw, okay. It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion? I guess I just did. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes,
Mayor Garrett,
Yes,
and Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
motion carried.
thank you. Next, we have the appointment to the Downtown Development Authority for Shayla Belcher.
And she is in the audience.
Yes. Anyone want to kind of tee it up or anything, or?
Well, as you remember at your last meeting, you approved the reduction of the number of board members for the DDA board from 10 to 9. And earlier this month, we actually received Dan Vertebar's resignation from the board. He is unfortunately no longer able to commit the time to be serving, and he was a member of the board for 8+ years. So we had a lot of interest, and Shyla was one of our business and property owners interested in serving on the board, and I think this is going to be a great addition.
Agreed.
Great.
So, to
I'll make a motion to appoint Shyla Belter to the Downtown Development Authority for the term expiring on February 1st, 2022.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes,
motion carried.
Miss Belcher, did you want to say anything?
Hi, everyone. This is Shaila Beltur from Skyway Travel. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of City of Lathrup Village Board. Excited to be part of this group of amazing council members.
Well,
And
thank
I have a lot to learn from you guys.
thank you for saying that, and I did not pay you to say that.
Wow. Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
To working with you. Next, so is that it? Oh, Scroll back to the top. Sorry. This is what you get for not printing it out.
I think
One
that's
more.
it.
Scrolling through 180 pages, just 1 second.
Yeah.
And we are at City Administrator Report.
Thank you. So we went over most of the projects, and it's taking a lot of backroom effort to get all of the details associated with the administration of this process done, but everybody's been working full time, and I especially want to thank Susie for the assistance that she's providing in trying to keep this all corralled. And in regards to the remote meetings, there is legislation pending. I don't know when and if it's going to be approved, but right now the current legislation only allows for remote meetings through the end of this month. We already passed the emergency order and ordinance relative to our community. So our attorney, I don't want to speak for him, had indicated that that is sufficient for us to continue to hold those meetings, since we are indicating that the state of emergency continues to exist, and that's noted on your agenda, on the verbiage on your agendas as well.
Stole my update.
Sorry.
One time I had something.
Okay, rewind. I'm very pleased to share with you, we finally received the confirmation from SMART that we will be getting the reimbursement for the purchase of the recreation van of $25,610. So we're on the lookout for that check. As I mentioned in the study session, we did conclude the initial testing of some of the water meters in town. We're awaiting those results. So we'll probably have a small subsector section of those to do a retest for an independent evaluation as well. And we're looking into having the actual bill process and rates verified to make certain that is correct within our system and there aren't some hidden glitches that we're not aware of. Let's see, I gave the notice to proceed to Standards and Poor's in regards to the issuance of the bonds for the 2 bonded projects for the streets and the capital improvements, which are primary water and sewer projects. And today we welcomed a new staff person, Melody Simpson. So she's at the front desk, and we hope you get a chance to stop by and say hello to her. We snatched her away from the city of Hamtramck. She was the treasurer clerk there. So she's very familiar with the BSNA system. So we hope to get her up and running very effectively in a very short period of time. We're still looking for the deputy treasurer position. So if you know someone who might be qualified, please send that information over or have them fill out an application. It's going to remain open until we fill that position. That's all I have.
Thank you. City Attorney.
So yeah, Cheryl already said, I was just gonna let everybody know that we will be able to continue meeting remotely via Zoom because the city did adopt that resolution declaring a local state of emergency last March. And that continues until such time as the mayor or council revokes that. So Cheryl's right, there is some pending litigation, pending legislation, but we should be covered either way, so.
Okay, thank you. Any reports from boards, commissions, committees? None? Okay. Any unfinished or new business? Quiet group, I see. Okay, none. And now we will have public comment. This is for whatever you would like to talk about for 3 minutes. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand or put it in the chat that you would like to say something. Any hands raised that I don't see, or?
No hands raised, no comments in the chat.
Thank you. Mayor and council comments. I have none.
Only thing I want to just mention is that through the federal stimulus act that was just signed, city of Lathrup Village is on target to receive about $405,000. So that will definitely help us to recoup some of the costs that we have in terms of, sanitation, cleaning. There's a lot of costs associated with the police and car sanitation and all those things, as well as put towards some other projects as well. So I believe the money is scheduled to come within 90 days, at least the first half, and then they have, I think, up to another year to come up and send the second half. So that's always good news to help plug some of that unbudgeted money that we hadn't expected to spend on cleaning and all the other associated costs due to COVID. So a little bit of good news.
Thanks for sharing. I think that Lily, you have something?
Shyla had a question. She had her hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry that I clicked accidentally. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
No problem. Any other comments? Anything for the good of the cause? Hearing none, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you all for joining us. We will have a safe evening.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Be
night.
safe out
Thanks,
there.
everybody. Have a good night.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye now.